All right, medians, altitudes are what we're going to look at today.
Cut it out.
All right, let's start with a median. This is, okay, a median, new definition. A median is a segment that connects the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. Okay, so we're going to draw the median from point B to AC. So if it goes to the midpoint of the opposite side, so look at AC, try to, you don't have to measure, it doesn't have to be exact, but approximate where you think the midpoint would be. And let's label. How do we show that it's a midpoint? We want to mark the two parts congruent. All right, now let's take the B and match it up with that point, because we want to draw from vertex B to the midpoint.
Oh, that's such
Okay, so that is our median. Okay.
I thought that was the
No, perpendicular bisector would need to make a right angle. Does this line make a right angle with the side? No, so it's just the median. Okay. Let's hold on to our rulers. Okay, so let's find the value of x if AD is a median. Well, if it's a median, then D has
4x
to
plus
be
9 equals 7x minus x.
D has to be a midpoint. And so, yes, we're going to make these two equal. Okay. So we get 3x equals 15. X equals 5. Good. And it didn't ask for anything else other than the value of x. AD is the median to BC. So that makes D a midpoint. So these have to be equal to each other.
It says AD is the median of ABC.
Of the triangle.
Oh yeah, but what couldn't?
If it says this is a median, then it has to be a median to this side. Okay. All right, altitude. This should look familiar. An altitude, this connects the vertex to the opposite side, and it has to be perpendicular because we think about altitude. Altitude is another word for height. And you know, whenever we're working with like the height of a triangle, we always have to have that perpendicular. So let's draw an altitude from C to AB. Okay, so I want to draw from C. So take your ruler and you want to try to make it, we're trying to get like a right angle here. Do you see?
Wow.
So kind of like this. So I'm going to line mine up, make it a right angle.
Wait.
Like that. Okay.
What?
Sometimes it helps if you turn your paper so that C's at the top and then you can draw straight to the other side.
Can it just be like anywhere?
No, it has to be, okay, so we're drawing it from C and you want to make it form a right angle with the opposite side.
Like this?
Look at
Yeah,
Can it be
perfect.
Can it be anywhere on the opposite side?
No, it has to make a right angle.
what?
So a median is a line segment. A midpoint is just a point. So the median is a segment that connects the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side.
Oh, the median is
The segment.
the B. Wait,
Like this is the median,
and the point.
and then the point is the midpoint. Okay? So then when we have an altitude, so here's our altitude, and this is our right angle.
Okay.
So each one has to have that characteristic with the opposite side. So this segment has to have a right angle. The median has to have a midpoint. Okay. Now, what if we want to try to draw from C to AB? Okay, so the problem is if I try to draw the height from C to AB, am I going to get a right angle? No. So what I have to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to extend side AB. So I'm going to just extend. Maybe I'll draw it like dotted. Right. So if I kind of extend that side a little bit longer, whenever I have to draw to an opposite angle that is obtuse, it's going to end up going outside the triangle. Okay. Now, can I draw a right angle here? Yeah, so that's what that's going to look like. So I'm going to, again, make sure it makes a right angle with that opposite side. Even though technically it's not the side, it's the side that is extended. Good. Waiting. Good. All right. This is actually a very short lesson, so I know. So fortunately, we should be able to get the homework done, so you don't have to worry about it over Thanksgiving. I
You
know.
don't have math tomorrow, right?
No math tomorrow because
I want you to be.
we're done at lunch. Okay, let's find the value of x if HK is an altitude of triangle HIJ. What do you think, Ryan?
We can make a right triangle.
We can make a right triangle. This has to be a right angle.
So 3x plus 3 equals
Good. 3x plus 3 equals 90. 3x equals 87. Anybody know? 29. Good. Right. All that an altitude will tell us is that we have a right angle. Now, if we want to find the length of IJ, we're just going to plug 29 in here, 29 in here. So what do we get if we plug 29 into 37 and 20? So 37 plus 20. Okay. Good. Okay, find the length of CD given AB is a median. Okay, so that makes, if AB is a median, that makes
Equals.
B a midpoint, which
Equals.
makes them
Equal.
equal. You keep jumping ahead, Sophia. Right,
How do
this
you
has
figure
to
out
be
all
a
that stuff?
midpoint,
You know it's
which
a midpoint.
you know it's equal. You're right. You're right. So I have x squared plus 5x minus 9 equals 2x squared minus x. All right, so we're going to get everything on one side. I would probably, well, before we factor, we have to make it equal to 0. Good luck. Okay, so I'm going to subtract x squared. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And I'm going to add 9. So I get, it doesn't matter which side we move it to. I just like to have the x squared being positive. You don't need to. It just makes it a little easier. So 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. We have minus x and a minus 5x. Minus 6x plus 9. Okay, so
3 and 3.
3 and 3, but they both have to be
negative 3 and
good. Negative 3 and negative 3, which means x has to be equal to 3. And now we just go back, make sure we answer. There we go. Okay, so the length of CD. Okay. So we're going to plug 3 in here. So let's see. 3 squared, so that'll be 9. Plus 5 times 3, so 9 plus 15. Minus 9, so just 15. Now, BD should come out to be 15 as well, but let's just double check and plug it in. So, yay. So 3 squared is 9, times 2 is 18.
And it's 15.
18 minus 3, 15. So 2 times 15 is 30. Questions there? If we're still having trouble with factoring, come see me. Okay, find the measure of angle GFH. So right at the top here. Given FH is an altitude. Okay, so if FH is an altitude,
That's right.
altitudes tell us
That's right.
that's a right angle. And then what were you saying, Adira? Okay, what's 180 minus 127? That will make a linear pair. 53.
So 143.
Or if this is 90, then you could just do 90 minus 53 to get the measure. Remember, anytime you have a right angle, a right triangle, these two have to add up to 90.
37.
97? Am I going to
Wouldn't you do that? You wouldn't do 180 minus 51. Like essentially, what would you do?
Well, you can make these all three add up to 180. Or if this is already 90, then these two have to add up to 90. That's all. Okay, last example. Okay, let's start with graphing. Okay, so negative 4, 6 is A. B is 2, 0.
I can't believe you have to graph now.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Are the best? Yeah. I got it.
Okay, so graph the triangle.
Where's G? Oh.
So we need to figure out what G is. If AG is a median, since A is a vertex, then G has to be a midpoint. Okay. So what is G the midpoint of? Of BC. Okay, it's been a while since we've done midpoint. So let's just remind ourselves x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So let's see what G is going to be equal to. So I'm using, again, I'm just using B and C. So I have 2 plus 6 over 2 and 0 plus 4 over 2.
So 4.
Okay. We agree, 4 and 2.
So long.
So there's G. And now we're going to connect A to G.